Hey, beautiful humans. Welcome to Do You Tarot. We are checking out your week ahead and your energy, what you will be going through, things that are likely to occur, anything like that, useful guidance that wants to come up for you. But that's what we're doing here. My name is Erica. If you haven't been here before, I do pick a card readings on here. So all I'm gonna need from you all is to do the pick a card thing now. I tune into 3 different groups in these readings. I do them every Monday. But yeah, I'm gonna turn over the cards now and show them to you. Group 1, we have 5 of Cups. Group 2, 10 of Wands. And group 3, the 8 of Swords. These feel like 3 very challenging tarot archetype kind of energies. But let's not let that fool us literally at all. We're going to get into it in your messages and in your readings. So trust in the nudge toward one card or the other. Look at the timestamps. Click on the one that calls to you and follow it to your messages. I feel like there was one more thing that I needed to tell you guys in this intro, but I'm just going to leave it there and allow that whatever that thing was is going to come out in your messages. So trust, timestamp, group 1, 2, 3. I will see you there in your week ahead messages. Hey, beautiful humans. In group 5, you guys were drawn to this 5 of Cups card. So let's get to your messages about your week ahead, the next 7 days. I'm getting one more card from the same deck, and we're gonna see what's the overall theme of your week ahead, the overall energy. Adding to your 5 of Cups, we've got the King of Swords. I heard the words very useful, very frugal, and very efficient sharing of how you feel. Also, for quite a few of you, this is sharing the energy. Okay, hold on. I'm hearing so many words. Sharing the energy of your moment in time. Okay, 5 of Cups. It feels as if this week a lot will be flowing through you, and depending on how comfortable you are about things such as psychic, extra, being like a hypersensitive person, all of the clairs, if you have any of the clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, clairaudient, any of those kinds of things, if you dabble in the tarot or anything like that, any of those parts of yourselves. But if any of that does not track, let's go straight to emotions. You're going to be feeling feelings, and I feel like it has a lot to do with community, communal sparks of enjoyment or grief or something like that. It has to do with how you're interconnected with other people, other energies. That's going to be coming through very powerfully in the week ahead. And something about this King of Swords is learning how to efficiently produce from there, technically through communication. I just channeled those words. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm shuffling this tarot deck and I'm going to see more specifically what is likely to occur. But there's something about learning, okay, you guys get 3 cards right there. Learning about how to communicate those kinds of waves of energy, like emotions, like we sense them as. Learning how to communicate waves of energy in very technical or very efficient or very useful kinds of ways. That's the main theme of your week ahead. And I kind of want to make it like super right here, right now, very practical. And for a lot of you, this will be you learning how to communicate about the emotions of your family members and how you're sensing and feeling them, and embrace your own emotions. And the objective is to communicate that well and make that a priority and figure out how to translate that and have everybody flow with that, not just deny it. That's a very modern era, we talk about our feelings kind of a thing. But I feel like for quite a few of you, we're getting more spiritually technical and evolved with this. I just listened to a podcast that might tweak your guys' curiosity, but it was something about how AI, oh shit, I'm gonna brutalize it. Hold on. Something like how AI can cognitively show that it is using emotions. It was a Diary of a CEO podcast with a Nobel Prize winner. Listen to it if you want. But it was fascinating because it's not as if AI is feeling them the way that we do. us humans, we feel things and they're like waves, but it was like AI can cognitively like work with emotions of its own. But okay, oh my God, I'm geeking out. You guys brought out the King of Swords. You're bringing out my nerd. Can't help it. Let's get to the other tarot cards. We have the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and it feels like you got the deck stacked when it comes to, you know, emotional sensing, emotional vital. Ace of Cups. Do you guys have King of Swords? Do you guys have somewhere or someone, a different environment, a new person, a different energy involved in your situation this week that is allowing this to occur? It's almost as if you guys have found a little bit of like tribe or a community or art or something that allows for this greater amount of joy-led expression. And in that, it gives you the gift of having more of this kind of availability of your emotions, emotional counterparts, emotional sensing, emotional sensitivity. It's almost like this week, the main theme so far is going to be having like really great conversations about how you feel with your lover or your partner or something like that. Okay, let's get to your tarot. We have Knight of Wands, and then we also have the Page of Pentacles. This has a lot to do with what you want to build, but choosing your way into it through what you are most charged up in wanting to do. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, I'm hearing the words efficient flow of conversations about where you are building more access to even more resources that respond to your vitality. What are you guys? Okay, I am channeling these like such like technical terms. I feel like my full nerd self. Okay, you guys are literally doing a whole lot, probably having a whole lot of useful conversations because you feel driven, very, very driven, very alive when you do one particular thing or maybe several things because it's going in this kind of direction that you want to expand into. And what you are going to be doing is interpreting how that will look in terms of what kind of living situation do you need, what kind of finances, what kind of, you know, career, or how does money need to flow to you, through you, and out from you? How do you want to set this up? And do you have the time and energy to be able to do it? What are the tools available to you? I feel you all going ahead and kind of thriving in those conversations. And I don't know why I keep channeling conversations, but I feel a lot of quickness inside your own brain about this. Like it's exciting to you to figure this out and to go for it. Like there's a lot inside of you. We got the Nine of Cups. There's a lot inside of you that's moving toward this direction anyway, almost like soul driven, soul led, but your passion is there and you're trying to figure it out, probably with a few others, with one key particular person, very important energy in your life. But you're flowing, you're expanding, you're moving in that direction. Okay, the next two cards, we have the Two of Cups, and then we also have the Five of Wands. This might be where that whole, okay. The whole week is where this overall energy is gonna show up. You've got a lot of energetic flow, energetic charge. And it's just in how to communicate and cooperate with that energy and communicating it well to everybody else. Right here, there's someone who you care a whole lot about or a particular situation that is experiencing conflict. And here, I think you might pull on that King of Swords kind of vibration of how do I communicate this most effectively, most efficiently? I need this to cut through any confusion. I need to face this conflict. I need our situation to be resolved, but I'm not backing down. I want to do this dynamically. How do I communicate, you know, these energies that I'm sensing and feeling? How do I communicate emotionally how much this situation matters to my heart space and I can tell it matters to theirs? There's a whole lot of higher level emotional confusion communication going on right here. And these two cards, the Two of Cups, I feel like there's something that is deeply aligned between you and other. Whoever or whatever is the other outside of you, one person who you love the most in the world, other people. But there's something about how, again, I brought up in the beginning, you all who are like more psychic or intuitive or read the energy or empath or empathetic or things like that. you really read the room, and you genuinely can harmonize with the reality of, you can sense what another person is feeling, especially toward you. Maybe you don't even need the tarot deck to tell you that. There's something about showing up to these issues, these arguments, these confrontations, these situations with that reality inside of you, and being able to logically translate that and communicate that very effectively and very well. Maybe backing it up with science, maybe using a little bit of AI or ChatGPT or something like that to compose your messages or your emails or your documents very well. Maybe legal for some of you, but the challenge is to include that you can sense, you can tell, you can feel, and you have feelings yourself. And that all is like something that is like very valid and matters in your situation. Okay. What are these last two tarot cards? You guys are going to have a week. We have the Four of Cups, and then we have the Emperor card. And this is a little bit of an uncomfortable thing to channel, but that is likely to be occurring for you guys. I feel as if somebody still, despite all of this kind of effort coming through you, is still going to be able to like kind of turn it down, or lock it down, or like, I don't know, cruelly hold their heart away, or hold it at bay, or not consider the usefulness of the way they feel, or not consider perceptibility of sensitivities, like sensitive perceptions that you guys have or hold, not consider that as something valid. It's almost as if the Emperor card showing up is they're going to have some kind of equally valid sound, really high ranking kind of logic or order that translates to, no, in this situation, I'm not going to be, engaging in the heart space kind of a thing at all, or very well, or very smoothly. And that's fine. That's a smarter choice for me. I'm feeling that. And then I'm also feeling like this is permission for you to go full on board with what works for you and what is right for you in the meantime and regardless. There's something about this Four of Cups and the Emperor where I feel as if both you and the parties involved in this particular situation, in a lot of ways, I feel like you guys are dealing with like a lot. This week, you guys have a lot of energy that's flowing through your reading, if you can't tell already. A lot of energy that's flowing in your life. And I honestly feel as if I might have tuned into three separate different dynamics, three separate different situations. But maybe this Four of Cups and the Emperor is letting you know that, yes, like we were saying with the Two of Cups, Five of Wands, show up like you are with all of that kind of stuff going on. What is likely to occur is it's not necessarily going to work this week, this go round, but that does not mean that your points aren't valid. The way you feel and how you're trying to show it isn't King of Swords level, translating to the best of your ability, communicating at that high level of accomplishment, achievement, very valid, very valid. There's something about how I feel like both parties involved are going to go their separate ways for now and reconvene in the future, hit subscribe. We'll check this out next week probably. But it feels as if there's something about how your order is still valid as theirs is. So then we go back to the drawing board, but while we're, kind of separate for a period of time, we also kind of reorganize, re-energize, reconvene in the future, yes, but build up with even more of this kind of energy of what we know we want to follow through on with this situation. Why am I not, I'm channeling these words, but they're not coming out of my mouth. It's strange. I feel like this event will fluster you as equally as it flustered me to need to have to channel it for you guys. It feels like a profound amount of disappointment or not being able to get there in the way that you would like to and that would feel right and good. You guys are very sensitive and sensitized to what would feel right and good. There's something about the other involved in your situation won't allow you to be able to prove that. And if there isn't proof, then they're not going forward with it. So it feels like a profound amount of disappointment. And yet there's an evaluation kind of a thing going on beneath the surface. That doesn't mean you're wrong. That means that, like, while they go off and do what they're going to do, you stay and you continue and you evaluate more, you build it out more, you flesh it out even more, your concepts, your designs, your artistry, your artwork, whatever this is. Okay. Wow, you guys. Okay. I have 2 cards. These are going to show what will help with these challenges and conflicts this week. We have the card with Wild. May you express all that you are. This is the week. I still want to put it right here between that 5 of Cups and King of Swords. This is the complexity of your moment in time. This is your week. This is why you have the 5 of Cups and the King of Swords. There's so much to express, and we are talking about your ability this week to express all of it, all that you are perceiving, all that is there. And in a lot of ways, I love that this card says Wild, because everything that I channeled with the 4 of Cups and the Emperor is you're embracing this kind of a challenge of facing someone who, I don't know, I feel like there's something outside of you that has more sound, I don't know, more order at this point, like the kind of structure that's been around for generations or millennia. And you're speaking from this area of you've broken from that structure or that order quite a bit. And that's why you have this profound sense about you, about what needs to be included, but you're bumping up against the wall of the order. So in all of your cards, I'm struggling here, but in all of your cards, it doesn't say that you're doing anything wrong. And I think you all know that. It's just the perception or being perceived as something that isn't a part of structure or order or provability or a materialist worldview or something like that. So still lean on the very things that you have attained by breaking the order, by going a bit wild, by allowing yourselves, whether you could hold back on it or not, to sensitize and be sensitive, to have those psychic abilities, those perceptive abilities, you know? And then we also have ease. May it be effortless. That's nice. The whole time that your reading has been a challenge for me to channel, because it's not like the easiest week that you guys are going to be going through, and I want you guys to always have perfect lives, because I love you. It still has felt easy overall. Like, it still has felt like there's this area to expand into. Every word that I channeled with these 3 cards in this area to expand into felt easy, felt effortless, it felt wonderful. So you are going to have some openings up this week in that area. And then still, it felt easy and wonderful to show up to these challenges, to this like rebuffing that you're going to experience. There's something about the 9 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, what you've already experienced, who is already holding you, who you're already capable, the environment that you're in, that you've already manifested, who you're already capable of committing to the experience of communication in the kinds of ways that feel more right to you. There's something about how large parts of this, despite the conflicts and the challenges of it, will be easy, and they will feel quite right for you to go ahead and go into and do, despite that you're facing these things that, like, you know, tend to nervous system lock us up. So yeah, lean into the wildness that you've already experienced, and lean into when it does feel quite easy to express it, regardless of the potential outcomes of your expression. Shit. Okay, you guys, your very last card, I got you a spirit animal for the week ahead, and it is bear. So let's look in the book for what bear has to tell us. Where is bear? I feel like I'm going in the wrong direction. I was. Okay, waking from spiritual slumber and beginning anew. This is a pretty significant week for you guys, that's for sure. And I have been channeling the whole time that you've got something that we call spiritual going on, like your spiritual senses and your spiritual body is quite awake right now. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. Okay, you've got many things going on in your life, and you are expanding in a direction that is new for you, but you've also got this kind of personal transformation kind of challenge difficulty thing going on. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles. Yes, we know that, but you have no choice. We also know that, don't we? Bear. Oh, but you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. When in balance, inner strength and yearning to grow. You've got that this week. I almost don't want to do the other things. If you don't want to read when out of balance, because that's not you. I'm not reading it at all in your energy whatsoever. Your energy has made it so that I can translate this very challenging kind of a week in a way that's hopefully effective for you guys, but that's your energy. I'm reading your energy. It says to bring into balance movement and exercise. So if you guys know that will help, physical movement and, exercise, getting your body going again, definitely do those kinds of things. That always helps me. I'm always better for the most part when I am moving. When I do have to go into my slumbers, I go kicking and screaming because I'm a fire sign, but still get up and move if that'll help. But that's what I have for you guys, group 1. This was a challenge, but you got this. You're doing something that really matters, and you know that. Okay, if this reading helped, like, subscribe. You can let us know in the comments always. Also, I have several links in the description of this video. Check them all out for what you want. I'm doing private readings in a different way if you guys want to go to that listing. And of course, I have my little book of tarot spreads. It's a paperback version that you can do now, and you can order that through lulu.com. I also have the ebook, and if you want to head to the next group tarot, you can always sign up at that link below. But otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free, and we are also all connected always at the exact same time. I love you. Hey, beautiful humans in group 2, you guys were drawn to the 10 of Wands cards. So these are your messages about the week ahead. I'm going to add one more card to your 10 of Wands, and we're going to see what's the overall energy, the main theme of the next 7 days or so of your life. Oh man, we've got 10 of Wands into 9 of Wands. Okay, I feel like burdens are going to be lifted or eased, but it is like, I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling like this isn't something that you are. I'm using a double negative. My journalism degree hates me for this. This isn't something that you aren't expecting. There's something that you kind of want to double down on in your life, and you really want to work hard on it. You're quite motivated for it. And that, like, maybe toward the beginning of the week, maybe as you're receiving this message, or maybe the outlook for you on this particular thing that matters a whole lot to you, that you want to do. You want to strive for achievement in this area of your life. It looks like it's like like scaling Mount Everest, and you've never climbed a hill, kind of thing. You're like, that's a lot, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get there. I feel like the week ahead is going to show you a whole lot of little remarkable habits or things or tactics or easeability. I made that word up. Did I? Easeability? We made it up. I'm always channeling these words, these new words. Different things that you can do that are genuine, actual, real first steps. And I think that your whole entire vibration system inside of you is going to know that and realize it and kind of feel kind of a profound sense of positivity, optimism, maybe a bit of precognition of success. I feel like toward the end of the week, you're going to start to see or vibrate with, this is achievable. Woo! Kind of an energy, because even though it's still going to be rough, it's still going to be hard, it still feels like chipping away at something when you're going to need like chipping away with a little butter knife at something that you need an axe for. There's something about, though, these are actual first steps. These are actual real motions to get to the goal. You're gonna realize a lesson plan or a training program or something like that that's gonna take you all the way there. You start with these things this week. I wanna say, for quite a few of you, this might be, this is the overall theme. I'm also listening to your cards. Sorry, I'm distracted. It is this one. There we go. Okay. The overall theme is you guys finding probably several ways throughout the week, several individuals, several things that make it easy, make it possible, set it right, do the thing, that kind of a thing. So this is the overall theme. This is going to be happening throughout the week. Let's get more specific with your tarot. Bottom of the deck, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. You have a thought, you have an idea of something that you want to build. This might be something that you want to build with other people, maybe one particular other person, but on your own. Oh, this is so interesting. There's that 10 of Wands again. I'm looking at the bottom of your deck, looking into your past, looking into your life, looking into what's building, the energy of your week ahead. I feel like on your own, it wasn't necessarily something that you could fully achieve. It's giving me the vibes of you all really want to heal and fall in love again, kind of a thing. You're ready to fall in love again, just because I see the Ace of Cups here. And there's something about how you can't, experience a romantic relationship. Well, maybe humans will creepy get there, but like you can't experience a romantic relationship without, the other person or people being there or being involved. There's something about how you've encountered other experiences, other people, other individuals that will help you grow this and build this, or that want to do it too, that want to do it with you, or you just know that they're out there kind of energy. But the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck is letting me know, of course, you're wanting to build something and you're at those initial phases of like workshopping it, brainstorming, but in the physical, doing some actual tests. Like you've never ridden a bike before, so buying a bike, at least like sitting atop it, doing those kinds of things. Okay, your first two tarot cards, we have the 9 of Pentacles and then we have the 5 of Wands. This is interesting. I feel like you're going to show up toward something, I'm hearing. An event or something like that, or an argument in a friend group or something. And I'm hearing the words, this will be a test of your new vitality. Like, I'm hearing it, like your guides are being quite playful about this. Are you going to show up to this? I don't know. Like they're behaving like that. I'm channeling your guides and even visually seeing them like that. So basically you're sitting in 9 of Pentacles mode. And I think that you're ready for something, to face a challenge. Like ready to argue it out or something. What is this? It just feels a little bit cloudy as I'm trying to discern more specifically what this is likely to be. So probably I'm not supposed to like really go into that, but during the week, you're going to have the experience of showing up for basically exactly what you are choosing your way into right now, and showing up for it because inside of you, you're ready, while also these are things that on the outside of your situation are challenges. I feel like these are things that are challenges that for a period of time you wanted to avoid so that you could get in 9 of Pentacles personal wellness position, so that you could build up your overall health, your stability, your security, your sense of boundaries, your own personal habits and behaviors, wealth, and being quite self-made and having yours for you kind of a thing. And so then you avoided certain things. This is totally tracking for being freshly new in a relationship, group 2, if that tracks, because like you might have spent some time recollecting yourself after getting out of a relationship. But regardless, these are things that you're ready for because you've spent time ensuring that you are ready for them. But they are things that you were probably avoiding for a longer period of time. For some of you, this would be getting on social media. For some of you, this would be like job searching, or like going to interviews for jobs that you truly do want, but for a while you just kind of stayed put because you wanted to make sure that you knew you and you were headed to a job that you would appreciate and that would appreciate you. Something like that, but you're heading to those things that, are kind of like, ooh, but you're very ready for them. Okay, the next two cards, we have Knight of Wands and then we have 2 of Swords. This is pulling on directly what we were saying up here with your overall theme, your overall energy. You all are going to be confronted with a whole lot of options or opportunities this week in a lot of ways for you to genuinely reflect and take a conscious moment to see whether or not those particular actions will be in alignment with being able to expand further, being able to do a little bit more. Like we said, your overall theme is it's too big. Into, I can start though. Oh, that feels so good. It's too big. And then this week you're going to be discovering I can still start on it, and it's a little less big in reality because I've started to make those motions and those movements. This is like a good example is the weight loss journey. Like starting from no exercise, feeling very heavy and overweight, and then this week several things, Knight of Wands, Two of Swords, several things, options. You're going to find them. They're going to come across your plate. Somebody's going to bring it up and say, how about this? Do you want to try this? The Two of Swords is that reflective pause. Do your due diligence. Feel inside of yourself whether or not that feels like it's in alignment for you. Like if it's the weight loss thing, is it a particular diet plan that actually feels like it's a lifestyle change and it's something that vibes with your values and it won't be making you feel like, you know, you're depriving yourself or shaming yourself. It's like a step toward health rather than shaming and smacking something out of your hand that's going toward your mouth. You know, things like that. Let's sense our way. That's the Two of Swords. Take a pause, do a little research, do your due diligence. But the Knight of Wands is here to let me know that throughout the week, you're going to be presented with or follow through on several options that are available to you to go ahead, gather yourself, collect yourself, and actually take the steps in the direction that you want to. Knight of Wands came out for group one with this similar energy of I get to expand in a direction that I want to expand into. I'm passionate about this. Wands, 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 wands. We got a lot of fire this week. Okay, your last two of the tarot cards, more wands, Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. You're going to be doing something that's quite, I'm hearing the word vital, like vital for your overall human beingness. I'm channeling those words. That feels silly. This week. Probably toward the end of the week, definitely toward the end of the week from whenever you're watching this. We're talking about like close to that 6 or 7 day mark, maybe even the 8th day, but there's something about how you're going to be going to some kind of event, hosting some kind of thing, doing some kind of a procedure that is like overall vital to your human beingness right here, right now. I want to say your human health, but it's more like this is all encompassing, all eclipsing, like your human beingness. Like you are here in a physical body. You have your emotional self, your mental, your spiritual, and all the other ones, any other ones. And there's something about all of that will be well served by whatever it is. There's something that you need to do to bring it all cohesively into balance. It's kind of like the chakra system and rebalancing them all, clearing them out, making sure they're all flowing and turning well, spinning like they're supposed to be doing. I'm not a chakra teacher at all. I only know things through like archetypes, through how tarot teaches it when it comes to spiritual. But yeah, you're gonna be doing, I keep hearing acupuncture because acupuncture, I've never done it, but it's something from at least my bare minimum of knowing about it that kind of bridges and spans like those different bodies. You know, you're doing something that's physical, but also like, you know, mental and spiritual or whatever. Yeah, meridians, all that kind of stuff. It feels as if that's going to be a very important thing for you to follow through on toward the end of the week. And I think it's going to really help you align so much more internally with your objectives for the future. And how very possible they are. I think it's going to be showing you like, yes, I will be climbing that mountain, and no, I'm not ready for it now. But this week did show me several opportunities and several openings. For a lot of you, this is also very much like building a whole business and being an entrepreneur. It's wonderful, Page of Pentacles, to have an idea. And it's really cool because right underneath that is the Three of Cups. It's really cool because I feel like you have certain people who you're talking about this potential business idea with. And they feel like they're vibing or they might be on board, but to actually go through the whole thing, even if your business is one product, it's a monumental effort, isn't it? But this is the week where you're going to be like, I still can do it. And I see the next steps in front of me. Okay. These two cards that I just got, they're going to show us what will help with challenges or conflict this week. Where can you turn to and lean on? We have reveal. May openness lead you to connection. That's interesting. I feel as if the number one thing is the one that we keep repeating that will help you with anything that's challenging you this week is to lean into how options are being revealed to you. We've repeated that a whole lot, but that feels like it'll help you go through any of these kinds of phases of, you know, facing the Five of Wands, like getting back out there on the dating scene, getting on social media, you know, I don't have no idea, getting on LinkedIn, finding that job, you know. Ooh, for a few of you, I feel like this would be like you and the person doing like the first kiss. Wow, that's significant. Like, how long has it been since you were like physically intimate with another person? Damn. Okay. Also, may openness lead you to connection. That I keep pointing to it, that Three of Cups that's right underneath your Page of Pentacles. And we also have the Ten of Pentacles. And I was just, whoa, I almost forgot that I had already said this, but there's something in your energy field right now where you know that what you're about to do isn't meant to be done alone. Like, I don't know, even like functionally, of course it wouldn't be. So then lean into the connections that you have right now, lean into the potentials of that even opening up even further in your life ahead, and that will help you with the challenges. And then we also have begin. Okay, we're tracking with your cards. May you start as if you have already begun. Whoa. Do you guys want to, here, I'll hold it like this. Do you guys want to do like the screenshot and kind of like keep this on your phone for a minute this week? Because I feel like it's really going to track for you guys. Wasn't I saying something? I was channeling something about that success vibration. I'm forgetting what I already channeled. Maybe, I don't know. Or I don't know why I'm filled with doubt right now. It's probably a part of your message. I did say something about how you guys will have the availability of some kind of a success vibration, didn't I? Like, you can see it actually occurring and you might be able to feel it. Did I say that? I'm full of doubt. That's insane. Okay, if I didn't, then your card is saying it right now. Get started. It'll help. It'll help to get started on all these kinds of things. And then also allow that, you know, inside of you, you can allow that in the future you will have climbed Mount Everest. You will be in the romantic relationship, you know, just allow. I don't know, this is a bit of manifestation technology. It's not always the easiest thing to wrap our brain around, but do what you can with all those things that we know about law of attraction and Joe Dispenza and whoever. Do what you can with that this week and it'll sincerely help. Your spirit animal, I'm going to finish off your reading with your spirit animal. It is whale. I forget what whale is talking about. I think it is talking about being sensitive. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read from the book. I always like freak out because I'm like, it takes me a minute. I'm like, don't go anywhere, as if you guys are gonna go anywhere at this point. Give me a second and find the whale. There we go. Ooh. Desire to delve deeper, profound peace, and ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Isn't that nice with your Nine of Pentacles showing up and what I was seeing in the bottom of the deck? You're quite ready to move the mountain, to climb it. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. Hello, group 2. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When in balance, calm, steady, deeply compassionate. I want to read one out of balance. It says heavy slips into old story. Don't do that this week. The Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, heavy, old story. To bring into balance, regular self-care. Go ahead. Oh my God. Sorry. That's what I was channeling with the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. summarize it into your regular self-care, whatever it is. It feels like it's something that spans the different bodies, and it moves you in those kinds of directions where it makes everything balanced. But okay, do that this week. That's what I have for you guys, group 2. This is quite profound and masterful, so I feel very appreciative to be able to channel it for you. Thank you for clicking on this video so I could. Check out the links. I'm done. So, like and subscribe if you want to. Let us know in the comments anything you want to at all. Check out the links. I have a link for a private reading. I just created a new offering for that. So go ahead and check that out. I also have a book. You guys probably know it's an ebook, and now it's a paperback version. The Little Book of Tarot Spreads. It's a book with a shit ton of spreads. Okay, if you want to buy it. And then if you guys want to hang out in a group with me and use your intuition and your psychic abilities, or read tarot. It's my group tarot. I host it on the last Saturday of every month. You don't have to be good at tarot at all. What we do is we just sit together over Zoom and we read for each other. And just in doing that, it creates this awesome little bubble that we all love being in, where we just read for each other. So there's a whole lot of value in showing up for it. It's $11 if you want to. Head to the link, see when the next one is, sign up. Otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free, and we are also all connected always at the exact same time. I love you. Beautiful humans in group 3, you guys were drawn. Why did I just say that? Okay, you guys are drawn to the 8 of Swords card. So these are your messages about your week ahead, the next 7 days or so. I'm shuffling. I'm gonna get one more card so that I can see what's the overall theme or the main energy of your week ahead. But I do, yep, okay. I do already know. I don't know why I'm so gleeful or giddy or silly right now channeling that for you guys, but we're starting with the 8 of Swords, and then your second card is the Queen of Cups. And before I even hit record, like as my finger was going to the button, I was like, oh, they're going to receive help. Someone is going to kind of masterfully assist you this week in matters of the heart, definitely, to be able to have a positive outcome for your situation and or get to that next level. I said somebody, but can I generalize it? Because this is a general reading for just to say that an energy outside of you, is anything truly outside of us? We are all one. Something outside of you is going to assist you. And the fact that that Queen of Cups is holding a cup that has a heart on it, it's just, there's something about empathy being involved and the truth about how you feel, and following through on that really needing to kind of hold and take shape in your world and in your life. There's something about the 8 of Swords dynamic about, like, in the past, how you have felt, where you belong, something about the truth of who you are has not been allowed to such a severe extent that it's locked you down, and you have a code of behavior that tells you if you take a step in the direction of where your heart is, who you are, what you want, you'll be hurt. Ow, my heart. Ow, that hurts so much. The Queen of Cups is here this week. Woo, no, I feel great. I don't know. Also, this week might involve a whole lot of clearing, cleansing waves of emotion, like tears, like waterfalls of tears for periods of time, not because there is great sorrow to experience, because there is the expression of the relief, and being in an energy or a space or being held by a particular someone who allows the expression of these emotions that have been locked and caged. This 8 of Swords in this deck, I always love that it's a ram and it's so orange, and it's just very like, I have to be free. I have to be where I belong kind of a thing. It looks like it's in a meadow, and this is looks like a mountain ram, kind of a thing. Like, I have to be where I belong, and I'm so caged. You are a very powerful being on this earth, group 3. And there's someone who knows that and sees that. I keep saying someone, that's probably going to be a particular certain person or people, but let's just say energy outside of you that's really going to hold space for it really fucking well this week. Okay, bottom of the deck energy, we have the Emperor. What is that? I'm going to look a little bit for What is going on here? You guys, this is big. This is deep, actually. Okay, this week is not to be taken lightly, as in we're dealing with stuff that's pretty like large in your world or in your life, or we're going back to something that's been inside your system, taught to you. You've been holding it since childhood. Bringing your Horcruxes back together kind of a thing. The Emperor on the bottom of the deck just feels like order. Order and structure in your life or in your world are changing, they're shifting, they're evolving, they're flowing this week. And it feels like in your history, order and structure were composed in such a way to be such a conquering, such a dynamically oppressive force that it has like put you into certain situations or positions where you don't belong, merely because to go to where you would belong with this kind of oppressive force going on in your world or in your life, like it wouldn't have allowed you, or it would have hurt you or something like that. We've got a lot in the bottom of the deck. We have a lot of stuff that's speaking a lot of stuff. Okay, that's what's building the week ahead. I mean, like this is a week for some really transcendental therapeutic experiences. To kind of set your new order correctly or in your world. It's kind of like, you guys know the concept of like new earth, spiritually speaking. This is like you bringing that about personally and reflectively, internally, through the use of some kind of very, very skilled and artful beneficial practice or practitioner. Somewhere outside of you is helping you realize that you can build a whole new matrix for yourself and the world around you as well. Jesus. Okay. Let's see more specifically what is likely to occur. We have the Lovers card, and then we have the Hermit. So in a lot of ways, you guys are going to be experiencing some parts of your world that were more internal, were more held alone and solo by the self. You're going to experience being able to handle sharing them openly with maybe one other person, with a group. This is making me feel, I want to cry. This is making me feel like the magic that occurs in AA meetings and attending them, or in things like group coaching, group therapy, just group work, just in general, like when you can show up. And it doesn't have to be that we're all communing over our mutual like shame or failure or sorrows, but it feels like you guys are going to be showing up in some kind of a way with maybe one other person, a romantic relationship, a friend, a family member. I want to say your cat or your dog, but it feels very powerful and it feels very interactive, and it feels like with the two frogs here, very much so finding the truth of an equal who gets it, like someone who gets it, totally gets it. And we've got this, I don't know, all the imagery in the Lovers card, it feels like this little cherub angel might be like the person who's leading the group, or the particular practitioner, or your guides, or angel, I don't know, let's go to all the metaphysical realms. But the Hermit here, there's something that you know about yourself. There's something that's true for you. And this is it being held very well through another person, finding community, finding value, being able to share your story, and having that reflect back to you in the way of, I get it, me too. Jesus. Okay, your next two cards, we have the Eight of Swords again. And then we also have, okay, I'm blown away by you guys. This is a huge week. We're not supposed to be taking this lightly. This isn't light. This is monumental. This is total liberation, transformation, even to the point, I know we're not supposed to show nudity, so like pretend it doesn't exist for YouTube rules, but like, I don't know, YouTube is changing those rules, by the way. As far as me and on this channel and what I've researched with YouTube, they're interacting with the whole thing a little bit differently, but regardless, it's very useful to point out that this, like, you know, strip of cloth on this world woman is the same color as this whole dress. Like, there's something about what has restricted you to such an extent is like completely shredding off of you. Like, I know it's like the symbolism of like, take it all off. For quite a few of you, you might have a physical experience where it is like that. Like, just need to shed so much to the point where I don't know, like this does track for me at least. I had a period of time where it had nothing to do with anything sensual or sexual. It had everything to do with what we're talking about here with the Eight of Swords. I needed to be able to be nude safely. Like, and it didn't mean anything. It meant that I just like needed that. And I don't know why. It was just very intuitive, very reflexive, very responsive. I just needed to be able to just like have my body kind of a thing. You guys might have an experience like that this week. It might be alone, it might be in a safe space, but again, there's something about these two energies coming out together where you're going to realize, oh, we are done. We are very thoroughly done. You're going to be able to kind of receive and experience that and know, okay, that matrix that I was involved with is completely, it can be completely canceled. And you're going to be able to see how you can totally like graduate from that kind of life. You're going to be leveling up very, very much so, and responding to the reality of I get to build a whole new thing for me and for other people. I get to go to this whole new light-filled thing that is true for me. You know, my heart gets to be supported. I get to do what I feel like I want to do. It feels masterful. And again, it just feels like that, like completely shutting off everything that you need to, including the clothing that you are wearing. For a lot of you, this might literally directly translate into an experience. I know we just spoke like really big words and big picture. This is a really important thing. But I also gave a personal example where for a period of time alone at home, I just wanted to be naked, as much naked. And I was doing it out in nature alone as well. But like it had nothing to do with anything. It was like just needed to be naked. You guys might do something like look in your closet, realize the clothing that you have, realize that you want to take it all out, and do something as bold as going to the store and buying a few core new outfits. And realizing like this just doesn't feel like I want a new wardrobe. This feels like what we're describing it as, but the action that you might take might be something that on the outside would look so small. Like, you know, going to the store and buying a few core new outfits. This is something like, I don't know if you're used to just like covering up your body. I keep going to that because it's such an image, such a beautiful image on these cards. Covering up your body, and then you want to do something about that. And so then you go to the athletic store and you buy some workout clothes, you know, kind of a thing. Like this is the new world that you want. You want constant movement or motion. And before you weren't moving at all because that wasn't allowed or something like that. Something like that, but it's going to be big for you. Purchasing the new clothes is big for you, okay? Your last two of the tarot cards, we have the Queen of... You guys! Okay, you had the Eight of Swords twice. I wanted to scream. You guys also have the Queen of Cups twice. And we have the Star. Wow. This other that is outside of you that will be assisting you is going to show to you that it is a consistent approach for you, or a consistent energy that you are going to be able to make use of or be with, or like join. Wait, what are the words? It's going to be there for you into the future. The energy outside of you, this person or this particular habit or this group or this organization, whatever it is that we're talking about that is going to be assisting you and bridging that gap and bringing you this kind of help. There's something that's going to occur where it's going to kind of very much so show to you that we will be here into the future. Again, AA is a very good example because there's a whole network of sponsors and being sponsored and how they make sure that they check in and they interact with you. And it's this whole process kind of a thing. I don't know enough about all of those specifics. If you guys want to in the comments, you can, you know, let us know if you have experience with that. But they're like more than what I know. I have had many friends who have on both sides, like either they're in love with someone or their parents or they themselves are involved in striving to heal from addictions. But, and using the AA or the NA or something like that. But yeah, outside of you, there's a consistent approach and like I also heard consistent logic, to where like we're going to be continuing to do this, and that's here for you. You will have this for as long as you require it, as long as you need it. And then the star card is the entire intention. We're clearing out, we're cleansing, we're getting back up, but when we're ready. The star card represents a process. We need to clear, we need to cleanse, we need to empty ourselves of things that we're holding on to. That's why I was saying with the Emperor card on the bottom of your deck, we're dealing with something that's very large inside of you, probably from childhood. Very strong, large habits. Eek. Like they're very big. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands, but it's like a lot has been built on these habits and these structures and these orders. So then it's going to take its time, and we're going to need to flow with it and clear until we're something that's such a ready vessel with lightness, star energy to go toward the future with. So there's a promise. There's a reality of, okay, that's going to be there for me. I can lean into this and it's here. Okay. These two cards that I just got, they're what will show, oh gosh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling your energy for sure. This will show you what will help you with challenges this week or any conflicts that you might be experiencing. We have soothed. Yes. May you settle gently even as the wave breaks above. I think that there's going to be the experience of a wave breaking above. In a lot of ways, like the Lovers and the Hermit, like the experience of like, oh gosh, I'm sharing of this part of myself with others. And what you're going to experience is the soothe. Lean into the soothe rather than the frazzled, suggestion of if you open up and you're vulnerable with someone, you'll be 8 of Swords, hurt. Lean into how good this will feel for you to experience. Lean into being soothed. That's what I was saying. Lean into being helped, okay? And it's a very specific kind of help. It's the soothing of the nervous system. It's the soothing of our emotions. It's allowing us to sit in things that are uncomfortable, like retelling of our stories or, being true to who we are, feeling what we feel. But again, this 8 of Swords, the World card, you're going to have something that feels very transcendental, very expressive or very explosive. Lean into how good that's meant to feel rather than how frightening it will be to experience it. And then we have compassion. Dude, come on. Okay. Whatever is the Queen of Cups, there. That is like literally, this is a whole week of what will help you with challenges and conflict. The whole week is hallmarked by that energy. And so then the Queen of Cups, this full embodiment of what compassion looks like in all of its flavors, a very wise and caring and open kind of energy. May you tend to the suffering. You have Queen of Cups as a resource this week. Please use it. Please lean into it. There's this energy of this compassion outside of you for you will be able to help you hold that more for yourself. And so then you can lean into the whole process a whole lot more in the weeks to come. Okay, I have your spirit animal, you beautiful humans, for the week ahead, and it is the octopus. And if I remember the octopus correctly, I think this is quite fitting. It says reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Okay. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. Again, I was talking about like there's something that's like been built on top of, So you had something happen and haven't we all had something happen in our childhood, and then we end up, going into those relationships. We know this. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. Again, the soothed, you're going to be experiencing sharing and other people sharing with you. And in the past, that might not have worked very well. Lean into how this week it's meant to work quite well. When in balance, interested, engaged, intelligent. When out of balance, needy, clingy, lacks courage. To bring into balance, Jesus, we're so good at this, aren't we? Space to oneself, hermit. I believe that you are quite doing that. You're holding your own, you're doing that. But then we also have talk therapy. And that's why I said, Jesus, we're so good at this. Your guides and I are quite good at this point of being consistent with the cards that come up and the messages. Talk therapy. That is exactly the example that we channeled for you guys. So go for it, lean into it. Octopus energy is at play. Your heart is well tended to and well cared for this week. It's a weird thing to say. I don't like saying I'm proud of you. I don't even like saying that to my kids, and I don't quite know why. I think because saying that makes me feel like I'm above someone, and I never quite feel like that. But that same sentiment, I'm proud of you, group 3. Without being above you. I don't know how, give me new words if you want to in the comments. How do I say that same sentiment without that dynamic of above or below? I'm proud of you, person who is beneath me. Regardless, help me out with that in the comments. Otherwise, you guys can say anything in the comments you guys want to. Like, subscribe, these are your messages. Check out the links in the description of this video. If you want a private reading, I just created a new listing. You can let me know if it works. I did it a little bit new or differently, so let me know if it works for you. If you guys want to show up to a group, I host a group. Oh my God, I host group tarot. I mean, we use tarot. You do not have to be good at tarot at all. And you don't even have to really bring a tarot deck. You can just bring your own intuition and your own sense of psychicness if you want to, or any, like if you're oracle decks, whatever. We just meet together over Zoom and we read for each other. And it is it's like tarot therapy. It is really nice like that. So if you want to show up to the next one, head to the link and find out more, and you can sign up, find out when it is. And then also I made a book. So if you are a tarot reader, grab your deck, grab this book. This is the paperback version. It's a book of tarot spreads, but I also have the ebook so you can get that more immediately. The paperback version I do is print on demand through Lulu. So check out that link. Otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free and we are also all connected always at the exact same time. I love you. Hello again. If you guys are curious about any of the decks that I use in this reading, here they are. I like to show them to you. And of course, I'm showing them to you in the order that I use them in this reading. This is the pocket version, the smaller version of this deck, by the way. But okay, I love you guys. Enjoy your weeks.